The cyber attack of Alpharetta-based Colonial pipeline has prompted the Biden administration now to require more security for supply lines. Pipeline companies are going to have to report cyber attacks to the Department of Homeland Security. That's according to sources familiar with this plan. As it stands now, companies only have to voluntarily report any incidents. This change comes about 2 weeks after the Colonial pipeline was paralyzed by that ransomware attack. The company had to shut down, as you know, operations for about 5 days, causing gas shortages all across the Southeast. A source says the new mandate is still in the works. And the fuel supply line in Georgia is not back to normal yet. 27% of gas stations in the state still do not have fuel. That number was 37% a week ago, according to Gas Buddy.